Welcome back to the sewing room, everybody. It has been about 3, almost 4 weeks since I've been in here after I went on a trip and got sick, and then I got sick again, and then it was Christmas, and I just have been doing other projects and like my knitting that don't require me to be in here. And yeah, so I'm just getting in here after the holidays, and if you can't tell, the table is a mess, and I just knocked something on the floor. So I thought that we could do a little cleanup of the table and talk about the first project we're starting in 2026. So I've been a little bit up in the air on where I want to start my sewing this year. I know I want to make a work on making clothes that fit me really well and fit my style now, and kind of capsule wardrobe-ish, so things like coordinate really well. I don't want to be like extreme about it. Like, I'm not going to be like only making certain pieces. This is just generally like, I want the things that I make to coordinate in my closet. So relatively chill. So I've been debating on whether to start with pants or pants, shorts, whatever, or with a bodice that I can make into a shirt or a dress. And realistically, I don't wear a ton of dresses, but when I do wear dresses, I like them to fit well, and I like them to be in fabrics that I like. So no matter which way I go right now, I'm going to have to make a few adjustments to them. So, oh, this is not color coordinated at all. Oh well. So on a bodice for me, I'm gonna have to make a full bust adjustment because most patterns are a B cup on average. So it fits right. Typically that's it. I have problems with like right here in the top. So I'm gonna have to make that there, and sometimes I have to make a drop shoulder adjustment too, but I probably won't do that on this because the patterns I've chosen are kind of oversized, so I'm not like worried about that. And on pants, I'm gonna have to make a full seat adjustment and probably a tummy adjustment because I don't have like a flat stomach. So either way, this is gonna be like a test fabric or a test. I'm gonna do my best to get it to fit, but ultimately I'm gonna use like, something I like, but not something that I love for the first version of this pattern. I'm gonna try to make the adjustments as best I can on my computer in Illustrator with the digital pattern because it's a digital pattern. I'm not cleaning. So either way, I'm gonna have to make some adjustments. So really I'm like choosing the lesser of two evils. Oh, the top I also chose has top bodice dress. It has ties at the front, but it doesn't close all the way. So I'm still kind of navigating how I want to make that so that so I don't have to wear something underneath it. We'll see if I do that or not. So there's adjustments to be made here. So the big decision here is which one do I start with? And what fabrics do I choose? So let me finish cleaning this up so we have a clean table to work on and 2 functioning sewing machines to work on. And then we will talk about the patterns that I've chosen, and we can just like dig into my fabric and see what I've got going and see if I've got everything that I need, So we will start there. table is mostly clean. The rest of the room is not. We'll be tackling that this year as well. I think I'm going to talk about what patterns I'm considering and the fabric that I'm considering for it as well. So this is kind of like a real-time discovery here. I'm thinking we start with the bodice, like the top. The two patterns I bought and I'm going to use for this are the Sid tie top and the lane pants from Sydney Graham. The patterns seem to be really popular and relatively easy to sew, and I think they're labeled as like confident beginner, and I'm definitely at least intermediate plus because I've been sewing for so long. And so I think that the changes that I'm going to make to the pattern to make them fit better will probably not be too hard, but I'm thinking I'm going to debate whether to make the size changes or just to like make the size that it says and then decide what changes to make from there, because then I can use I can tear the stitches out of the pattern pieces from there and make the adjustments that I want to make, I think. So I think I'm going to start with the top, because then I can make tops that has sleeveless or sleeves. So I think I'm going to start with the top, because then I can use it to make something for like an Easter dress and for Easter brunch. And then if I get it like dialed in, I can like crank out some tops with like more comfortable fabrics during the summer. We're just at the point where like there's going to be a lot of pants, and I probably will make the lane pants in February. But I want to like dial in the fit on the bodice on this. So let me pull up the pattern and we're going to look at the version that is just the top, not the dress, because it'll use less fabric, and the sleeves, because generally I like a sleeve. So let's dig into the stash and see what we've got going here. Okay, so I am in my box of woven fabrics, and I'm realizing that I don't really want to test on any of these because these are all fabrics that I really like and I want to wear. So making something out of them that may or may not fit doesn't feel right to me, but I will show you the fabrics that I have and that I want to make into some kind of top or dress or pants or whatever. So we have this like this classic gingham shirting. I have just over the amount that I need for the sit tie top with the sleeves. So that's gonna be a good one. I have this now wad of purple, I think it's just a quilting cotton. It's only about 44 inches wide, so that would make sense. I think I measured it right. I think I have like 8 yards here, which seems like a lot, but I think there's a lot here, so I'm gonna save that for a dress, pants. I think the dress takes, yeah, the top with sleeves takes 2.5 yards. And it says the dress you can't do in 44 inch. So I'd have to piece the skirt together. So I could probably make a matching set maybe. That would be cute with sleeves and the bottom. That'd be comfortable for spring and summer. This one definitely needs to be a dress of some kind. I'm not sure how much is here. The dress only takes, I think this is 54 inches wide. The dress would take with the sleeves 3.5 yards. I think I measured this for that dress specifically, and I think that would work. This is like a really nice laying cotton of some kind, I think, from the 80s when my mom was buying fabric. And depending on how much I have of all of these will depend on, obviously, if I make them into a dress or a top. There's this, which is more fall, so I think I would wait on that one. There is this window pane plaid, which is pretty thin, so I think I would have to line it with something because I can see the pattern through it, so I think I'd have to line it with a muslin of some kind. No big deal, but I don't want to do fitting on any of these. I'm like 90% sure I have 3 yards of this, and this is a classic cotton shirting. So I think that would make a really cute top. I have this plaid. I have no idea how much I have, and it's kind of cut up, so it might be sleeveless and something I wear in the fall. And then I think this is shirting. I don't think it's a chambray, but also like classic colors, things that I like, could totally work. That's all I have in the big pieces. I have a lot of like small pieces for quilting that are not for tops. So I'm thinking that I have a couple of flat bed sheets that I'll use to test out this pattern and the fit, and then I'll probably do one just to test the fit that's not a color that looks very good on me. It's like a tan color. But then there's a bed sheet that's blue that would look good on me, so then I'll do like a test cut with the adjustments that I make from the first bodice, probably into a dress. There's probably enough fabric there for it. So since I am going to do the top, the next step is going to be to print out the pattern pieces that I want and get them taped together.